Oh, wow. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Your Take is Excrement, where we fuck the podcast. How are you this day?
We fuck it right up.
Yes, we do.
Just right from the jump.
From the jump. It's
jump.
immediately
From the go.
fucked. We've already fucked it, Neo.
Yeah.
Damn it.
All right, pack it up. Let's go home.
All right. Wow.
Turn
Oh
that
my God,
phone
such
off.
a professional.
Yeah,
wow. Wow. Neo the Professional. And I'm May Leitz from the internet. And we are Your Take is Excrement, a podcast about shitty movies and also movies and shit. Think about it.
And
Come
also
on.
occasionally a good movie.
Listen, it's getting, the more I talk about it, the better the general, ishness of the podcast becomes. It's been a couple of seasons now, a few episodes.
Yeah.
I've really developed the old stride over here. I really have a good
The
grasp
stride
on,
of a crippled giraffe hobbling
exactly.
through the savannah.
I don't think that cripple is necessarily the nomenclature these days. But
is it not?
listen, I mean, I don't know if the giraffes are going to be upset.
I
think they'll be okay with it. They know. They know
honestly,
not of our human language.
I can't keep. Never mind.
You can't keep an erection
No.
for more than 5 minutes.
I'm gonna cut this whole bit out.
Why?
Where I said crippled.
But this is so funny, Neo.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Whatever.
Everybody at home, Neo has this little thingy poo where he doesn't think he's very funny for some reason. Comment and let Neo know.
Well, I just didn't want. I don't know.
That
I recently
that it's funny when Neo says something silly.
someone told me about how lame is a bad term and you shouldn't use it.
That's stupid.
Well, I don't want to call them stupid, but I'm not saying
they're stupid. I'm saying that's stupid.
To be non-offensively funny.
Okay.
On a podcast about the movie Ichi the Killer.
See, this is the hypocrisy with which I cannot live with. Like, the thing is, this is a dirty, slutty podcast, and everybody fucking knows it. This is a sailor, dirty, slutty pirate podcast for sailors, and we watch dirty, slutty movies for sluts. So this is just going to be a big slutty party for sluts. So I don't know. I think a crippled giraffe is kind of okay. I'm going to allow it. You're from Africa.
Okay. All right. Well, we watched Takashi Miike's Ichi the Killer. And it is... Well, so we watched this
gay as sin. It's gay as sin, dude.
It's extremely gay. It's also... We're watching this as a chaser. It's a Serbian film.
A chaser?
A chaser.
Ooh.
Because I was...
Horny. Where?
Because I was like...
Is he blonde?
I
need to stop. Continue talking.
Yeah, so... I'm sorry. You derailed my train of thought. And
we were
shot
talking about
conductor.
the Takashi Miike's seminal work of exploitation cinema.
I was
Ichi the Killer.
all right. I hated A Serbian Film.
Why?
Why? Well, if you want to know why, go listen to our podcast on it.
Well, no. I mean, sum it up. What's wrong with the Serbian?
Because
film
it's
in a sentence?
Serbian nationalism apologetics and complaining about why people are. It's complaining that people think Serbs are evil because they raped and murdered women in Bosnia.
Sure.
And so when you put that together, it's just an edgy movie about war crime apologetics.
Okay. I don't disagree with you.
And so I was like, what is the edgiest movie that doesn't have a really stupid fucking point?
I will say this movie is edgy. Like, oh boy.
But it's fun.
Oh yeah.
Like,
No,
Serbian
I would
film
never deny that.
Isn't fun. So Ichi the Killer is both fun. I don't know if it has a big take, but any takes the film contains,
violence is gay,
are going to be better than a Serbian film. And I don't know, Yakuza shit's just cool.
And at no point does anybody drop trowel for a baby.
No.
And thank God for that.
Honestly, that's kind of, the film goes up to that line, but doesn't cross that one.
There's never a moment where they're like, and newborn porn. Come on, it's time. Like literally, like I imagine the Serbian film director who, once again, I was so thoroughly criticized for fucking his name up in pronunciation that I'm now going to forever refer to him as the director of a Serbian film and not his fucking name.
Listen,
Serdan, whatever.
Serdan, if he wants, I don't know. If he wants,
I'm just saying, I imagine the situation where he's like sitting in front of his little antique typewriter writing his masterpiece screenplay, and he's just like, oh shit, oh shit, I can fucking do it, guys. I can be the first one to ever have someone do this.
I was gonna try.
I can be I'm a pioneer for baby fucking.
I was gonna try to do a Serbian accent, and then I realized I don't actually know what those sound like. So.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably a good call.
Like half Greek, half Russian.
That's probably a good call. I probably would have avoided that one too.
I don't know. Are Serbs one you can't do an accent on?
I don't know. They're very white, aren't they? And rapists as well, it seems. I'm not saying that all Serbians are rapists. I'm just saying that
lot of it
statistically, they did a lot of rape war crimes, it seems. Like if there's one takeaway from the Serbian film episode, it was that, damn, Serbs be raping in the
Bosnia.
war world. Yeah. They got a thing about it.
Yeah.
A problem for me.
Yeah, anyway. So, I'm going to just go right into the...
Well, first off. So we are hopping over from just generally disturbing world cinema to a different version of disturbing world cinema. But now we're heading into the... Japanese world, and if you, I don't know if you know, but oh god, the Japanese have some fucking hang-ups on cinema for you to watch.
I don't think I've ever seen an American produced piece of media ever approach the fucked up shit that like a Japanese like a pervy Japanese director with $1,000 gets up to.
Hideshi Hino accomplished things in his basement that were so fucking disturbing, and he did it for like no money, and I don't even know why he did it.
Well,
I don't even think it was for artistic purposes at points.
We watched May-chan's daily life for the
fucking Christ.
And we were like, we're gonna do an episode on it, and it's like
we did not do an episode.
There's nothing to this movie other than like someone fucking a chainsaw wounds. Like,
I will say that was probably such a highlight, I think, for me when we were watching the film, that I genuinely almost turned around and was like, this is great. That was the only moment.
You did actually say that.
Did I?
Yes.
Well, fuck me. So Takashi Miike, right? Godfather of Japanese shock movies. I mean, we're talking the fucking classics. We're talking Audition, a movie Neo hasn't seen. We're talking Visitor Q, a movie Neo hasn't seen. You know, Gozu, a movie Neo hasn't seen. There's also, oh my God, there's the fucking trilogy of action movies he made. Oh my God, what is those called? Dead or Alive? Yeah. Those fucking movies
are those based on
that Neo hasn't seen. Yes. And those movies.
No.
Yes. Neo, I'm pretty sure. And Neo has not seen that. And also there's a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 movie that Takashi Miike directed that Neo, once again, hasn't seen. I haven't seen it either, to be honest with you. But Takashi Miike has directed something like 200 movies. So naturally, making movies turned him into a little bit of a teeny weeny little psychopath, I think. And at some point he was like, shit, I've made so many movies, I'm going to go crazy. And he decided to just put in the most violent, awful, disgusting things anyone's ever seen in manga adaptations. So for whatever reason, not only did Takashi Miike just come out swinging with the whole, all right, guys, here's how you adapt to anime. You make it nasty and you make it gay. Not only that, but also like genuinely, the moment in the movie where where a guy without arms or legs is forced to drink a hot Asian woman's vomit was absolutely the moment where I knew I loved him.
I mean,
This just sorry. This just in from our research team in the other room. They came running in because they were like, "Oh fuck!" Like May said some stupid shit. We gotta get in there. And so our research team ran in and told me that the Dead or Alive movie that Takashi Miike made is not related to the video game.
God damn it!
I know our research team really pooped on our party there. That would have been really fucking lit, right?
Team, can you close that window so we're not
thank you, research
podcast in our quiet neighborhood? Thank you.
Thank you. We have a staff now. It's like wild. We're in an office like on the Upper West Side. It's crazy. We're really getting up in the world.
We're really getting off topic. So, Ichi the Killer is about a sadomasochist called Kakihara. And
every Japanese person just killed themselves.
I am
because of how we both pronounce Kakihara.
If it makes you feel better, it proves that I did not try to like obnoxiously learn Japanese to be a weeb.
Listen, I love Azzy to death, but she shows her Wisconsin so hard when we're sitting here watching the movie, and she goes, "Is that Ichi the Killer? Ichi the Killer?" And I'm like,
"That's an Ichi Killer."
And I'm like, "It's Ichi."
Anyway, what was homeboy's name again?
Kakihara.
So he's
Kakihara.
I'm just gonna call him Blonde Dude.
Wow.
So Kakihara is in the Yakuza, and he really likes pain.
Oh yes.
And his boss gets killed by this weird dude named Ishi, who is a like badass assassin, but also has no social skills. So, or not even no social skills, is like breaks down in tears at like everything.
But also is like violently horny.
Yes. Well, like there's a scene where Ishi's favorite prostitute keeps on like getting the shit beaten out of her by her pimp. And he's like, "Hey, I'll kill him for you." And she's like, "Okay." So he kills the pimp. And he's like, "Now I'm going to violently rape you for the rest of your life. Isn't that great?" And then she tries to hit him with the baseball bat, and he cuts her throat. Anyway, so Ishi's killed Kakihara's boss, who Kakihara is deeply in love with, not for any...
We're talking Ishi.
What?
Deeply in love with Ishi or deeply in love with the boss?
With the boss.
Gotcha.
Because the boss will torture him in the most fucked up ways possible. And that's really the only thing Kakihara is attracted to.
Yes.
Is getting violently tortured. So
the movie is weirdly about an identity crisis that two men have, where one is a top that is actually secretly a bottom and like has to be a top though, and the other is a bottom that has to be top, and it's like very frustrating.
Yeah. So Kakihara is looking for Ishi both to avenge the death of his boss and to be tortured by Ishi,
and also to fill each other with cum.
Yeah, because Kakihara, there's like a scene where there's this girl who's like pursuing him, and he's like, "Hey, let's go do something," and then he's like chained up in a basement, and she's trying to beat the shit out of him, and he's like, "Harder, like, come on, hit me,
come on, Jesus, fuck,"
and then she like does, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm disappointed in you," and like walks away.
Come on.
So yeah. That's the film in a nutshell.
Well, you didn't get to the spectacular conclusion, did we?
Oh, one of Kakihara's gunmen shoots Ishi. Ishi then kills him. Then
but cries like a bitch for like 20 whole minutes.
He's crying on the floor because he got shot in the leg. And then Kakihara's like, come on, fight. What? It's like, you only got shot. Like, come on, keep going. And then is just really, really bummed out that Ishi is actually a little bitch.
Yeah.
Then I don't know what the film was trying to communicate, but either Ishi kills him or Ishi like like stabs him in the head, and then he like falls off a building, or he just jumps off the building because he's so bummed that Ishi's a bitch.
Right.
It's,
The movie has a kind of open-ended approach.
well, so it shows Ishii stabbing him and then him falling off. But then when someone finds his body, the stab, like the movie very clearly goes out of its way to show you that the stab wound isn't there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those. Cindy, why are you standing on top of the records? Get out of there.
This is not acceptable behavior
Cindy's
for a
about
feline.
to go to cat jail.
Cat jail.
Cat jail.
Put me in cat jail. Meow.
Listen. Okay, so
Ooh woo. Put me in cat jail.
Speaking of ooh woo, do you want to talk? Okay, well, so I think this movie is best talked about in like scene by scene or like bit by bit because it's not.
There's bits of it that kind of
like
that are
all
kind of eloquent.
manga adaptations to film. It's not incredibly narratively coherent.
Right.
It's
segmented, very episodic.
Yeah.
One might call it. Like there's new characters introduced with some frequency because in the manga, like that's sort of the way that things go. Like they introduce new characters with some frequency to mix up things. So
there are these two characters that are introduced like 3/4 into the movie, and it's like,
and
hey,
they're like twins, and you're like, okay.
They're like, hey, we'll report it now.
Okay.
And it's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like the amount of narrative leeway that this has, actually, just genuine cinematic leeway. There was something I was talking about yesterday with Azzy about Kanye West. And I said that the thing about Kanye West is not whether or not he's good or bad. It's that he possesses the gall.
Uh-huh.
He's the brash fuck that will do the thing. So it's not necessarily that he's any good. It's that he's actually willing to say and do the thing even when it fucking sucks. And so I'm not necessarily saying that this about his politics. I'm talking about his music, like specifically his music. Like the thing about his production style and the thing about his like artistic vision is that he's just very bold and brash about his choices.
Right.
I feel the same is true about Takashi Miike. I feel like the thing that I like about him is how frequently experimentally bold and brash he is for literally no reason. Like, he didn't have to go off so hard on this Ishii movie, but what the fuck, dude? Like, he goes off hard. Like, in the first 5 minutes, there's like 3 really weird experimental edit choices where things like speed up, slow down, pause, stop, act like the movie's fucking breaking down. The credits are all kinds of weird. And it's just like, dude, why are you so extra?
Yeah, well, the title of the movie is formed in a puddle of cum.
Like,
and
the gall, am I right? Like,
yeah.
It's not necessarily that choice is like genius, right? It's just that no one would do it.
Well, and also, and it's like in the first part of the movie, those characters are like, "Let's go here," and then you see bike spokes going, and then they walk in the door.
Yeah, and it's just like it's very French New Wave, which I know is not something that I've like force fed you yet. Which, thank God, like you'll hate that. You don't like the French very much.
I don't.
So you will hate their films.
Have they tried having a better language?
Ooh. Now we're talking. So no. What were we talking about though? Ichi the Killer.
Ichi the Killer. French
experimental editing style. A lot of like odd scene transitions, very visually dynamic, but also like dirty.
Yeah.
But dirty in a way. It's like a very specific kind of way. It's a cut off a girl's nipples with a sushi knife kind of really it's a way.
So it's they cut off her nipples with a sushi knife, and then one of the people torturing her for presumably information is like, "Oh no, wait, I got it." And he puts on like puppy ears and does like a puppy pose and then sniffs her genitalia. He's like, "Oh, it's at this place. I know exactly where that is." that's where he's gonna be. And everyone's like, "Oh, great job with your superpower!" And they run off to go kill the dude.
Well, and at this moment, I did turn to Neo and say, "Why is it that he chose this moment to reveal his pussy sniffing powers, and not prior to this?
Not before they cut her ears off and her nipples and beat her to shit."
Yeah.
Well, and it's like the movie
unfortunate, truly
so the movie's kind of like, and you're gonna have to bear with me for a second with this. It's like Shakespeare, because
yes, I am gonna have to bear with
when Shakespeare was written.
I'm gonna smoke this marijuana cigarette.
Well, it's okay. So it's like it's like the only time we consume Shakespeare in like the 21st century is either in high school when it's a bunch of people who don't want to be in English class reading it to each other.
Or when you're a fag like me and you're bored.
Or you go to like a fair and there's a bunch of people who take themselves way too seriously performing Shakespeare. Or you watch the 10 out of 10 best movie ever made, Romeo plus Juliet.
I'm gonna kill you in the parking lot with a knife.
But
that's a threat. Like, you could take me away. Like, I'll do it.
But when Shakespeare was like writing his shit, it was like very lowbrow. Like everyone who was into art was like, this is just fart jokes.
Tyler Perry of his time.
Yeah, this is literally like fart and jizz jokes. And it was
over history. Like, he was painting over historical stories with fart and jizz
and
jokes.
So it was very like lowbrow humor where he was anyway, and so that's what Ichi the Killer feels like, where it's very low. It's funny, but in a very lowbrow way. Like, it's funny in a way that it probably shouldn't be.
It's high effort cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like very, 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 very intensely well made. And also very bold. And also kind of shitty. But also like really kind of hot.
Yeah. Well,
like, no one wants to admit how sexy this movie is, but I'll be the first.
Well, all the actors in it all the main characters are pretty attractive, and it's like
Kakehara is what they call my type.
Well, and also he wears like this plaid Yakuza suit the entire time.
Oh. You mean how every scene he has like some new amazing outfit and you're like, my goodness, my boy.
Yeah. Hey, are we due for an ad break?
Here in just a second.
Just a sec? All right.
You're coming a bit early.
Jumping the gun?
You're a little premature there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on her there. I got my eyes on the time. Your senses are not too untrue. We could, I suppose, if you want, just go ahead and break for ads. I mean, do we still have sponsors?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. After all these things that I've said.
Yeah, after the Serbian Film episode.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do a break then.
Let's do a break. I kind of want to do a Shakespearean ad break bit, but I don't know. What's the prose? What's the fancy word? Ionic pentameter or whatever.
Iambic pentameter.
Sure.
He doesn't actually write exclusively in iambic. Like,
right, but I feel like if you're gonna do,
he writes a lot of stuff that's just like straight up, like just people talking.
I feel like if you can do Shakespeare, but you have to do it anyway. But if you were to assign our wonderful, lovely sponsors to a Shakespearean play, what would the RPG hashtag #iHunt, brought to you by Machine Age Productions, be?
Oh, 100% Hamlet. Yeah, because at the end, everybody kills each other and themselves. Who half the time, you're like, Jesus, should I kill myself?
So who in Hamlet is the monster, and who all are the daring exploited?
Hamlet is at one point visited by the ghost of his father. The story could have been entirely mitigated if at that point he would have pulled out his iHunt app and went, oh, fuck, I need to beat the shit out of this ghost.
I need to
and then he just like ghost busts the fuck out of his dad's ghost and is like, takes care of that prick.
So
that would have been a much better way, efficiently, to end Hamlet.
You heard it here first. Shakespeare would have been significally better with
improved with technology.
Improved with hashtag I.
Marshall McLuhan once said, and to paraphrase, it's something that we don't know the nightmares that we wrought with our own technology. The truth is definitely that hashtag iHunt has 100% made all stories prior to this obsolete. I mean, think about it. You're reading Twilight, right? Your favorite book, except, oh no, Bella meets Edward fucking gets on her phone and fucking kicks his ass.
And
story
Edward
over.
Gets staked.
Yeah, much better story, but also story over. So, I mean, we do not know the modern horrors that we've wrought. Olivia and Philomena have truly ruined the world with their hashtag iHunt, which you should 100% go pick up and support because they are wonderful people who make wonderful things.
All right, and if Ambient Dream Studio is a Shakespeare play, what would it be?
I'm gonna go with The Taming of the Shrew, because listen, you take somebody with bad vibes, right? you put them in a room with some good ass paintings, right? Tame that shrew. You know what I mean? Like, that bitch changes. She's looking at that fucking beach and she's like, maybe I should lighten up. Maybe I should be nicer to my boy, to my man. Maybe I should be good to my man.
That's right. If you want your aggressive friends to chill the fuck out.
Can we talk about how Shakespeare is kind of weirdly, occasionally very sexist?
Well, not on the ad break. But if you
not
if you
during
want your
the ad break,
friends
okay.
to chill the fuck out, go to the Etsy store, Ambient Dream Studio. They have posters, they have clothes, they have a ton of cool shit. Check it out.
Do they really have clothes? I actually didn't know that.
Every ad break.
Listen, Neo, I'm really stupid. I'm really dumb. Okay, so when you tell me things, I'll forget it immediately.
But don't forget,
really dumb.
Ambient Dream Studios, the Etsy store.
I could never forget Ambient Dream Studios. Now, before we continue, I think I speak for everyone when I say, can you go put some more coffee into that for me?
Only if you talk while I'm doing it.
I will
absolutely.
No, I'll talk about Ichi the Killer. Okay. So the first time I saw Ichi the Killer, I was a bit younger. And Neo's getting the coffee now, so that's cool.
Not much left.
Well, fuck. That's not good news. The first time I saw Ichi the Killer, I didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like, just like any revolutionary film experience, you're just kind of like, well, that was weird. Like the first time I saw Eraserhead, I very specifically remember like walking away from it being like, that movie was strange. Like, and that was the extent of my takes. Like, I was just like, huh. Well, and so I felt very similarly the first time I watched Ichi the Killer. To be honest with you, I never gave it the ideological thought that it ever deserved, but also what a strange thing to give ideological thought to, I suppose, because it's basically a movie about gay sadomasochism, and unfortunately how that manifests in the straight world. But also that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Would you got? I'm sorry. Am I wrong? Do you have any other takes about what the movie could be about?
Well, I mean, I think there's also there's something
incels.
Yeah, about incels and like how people will like. Okay, Cindy, you've earned a timeout.
Oh my God, this podcast.
It's the part of the show.
Let me tell you,
gets put in timeout.
It happens every episode now. It's great. Yeah. No, this episode here, disaster. Just absolute shit show.
So I think because Ishi's whole bit is that he was like he had like a fucked up childhood.
Yes.
And this dude will to like get him to kill people will like hypnotize him and like implant shit into him and then activate him. So it's I think there's also something to be said about how,
like a Manchurian candidate.
Yeah, where it's like but also it's like a lot of incels, that's how it, works. Like a lot of, well, it's like one of my friends read all 180 pages of the Buffalo Shooters Manifesto.
The Catcher in the Rye.
And,
Sorry.
Well, but it's like
literature humor.
Well, so it's like everything in that dipshit's manifesto is either like him being like, yeah, I got indoctrinated by Tucker Carlson and 4chan.
Oh, right.
Or it's like there's parts that look like someone gave him instructions and he just like control like did the find and replace you with I. And there's like his checklist of like here's what I'm gonna do literally reads like someone giving him an assignment and he just changed all the U's to I's.
So it's like a template is out there somewhere. Is that the implication, or are you saying that somebody like sent him this? Like there's like a well, it's like, is there a manifesto template? That's a great question.
No,
right?
well, no, because it's like specific instructions for him about that shooting. Like, go here, do this.
And him saying, he basically just found and replaced you and I and was like, I'm going to do X.
Like literally,
I'm planning on this. I'm bringing this.
There's
this is happening.
Literally a line that's like, wake up at like 6 a.m. I can't remember the time. It's like, wake up, eat a large portion of corned beef hash, put these 3 guns in like a trash bag in my car, drive here, load this gun first, put it here in my car, load this gun, put it here in my car, load this gun, put it here. When it starts, I'm gonna do this, and that. And it's like I don't know. It's
but it feels weirdly like, and I know I've seen the kid, right?
Yeah,
he's young, dipshit asshole,
yeah.
Stupid dumb redneck dipshit asshole, white piece of shit, right? I mean, like Tucker Carlson looking ass piece of shit, like, dumbass white asshole, right?
Yeah.
We expecting him to have some sort of masterful technical tactical plan like Sun Tzu's The Art of War would suggest.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like,
I don't know. Like I do think that there is some sort of source, right?
Right. Well,
we really are just getting very off topic.
We're not because the movie is about, it's like you take someone's trauma and you feed them bullshit about who the real enemy is. And then you set them loose.
And then they basically like, yeah. I mean, well, and also the thing we were talking about the other day was that, you kick people off a particular boat, right? Where are they going to go? We don't know, actually. Mm-hmm. They find their own little islands, but their islands are unmonitored. So, you take down some major bad website where a bunch of people are doing bad right-wing bullshit, and then they go to a Discord server, and then nobody knows about the Discord server. It's like a private server, and then they share information, and they have instructions, and they have plans, and then it's like, wow, that whole, Terry Nichols, Timothy McVeigh, like Ruby Ridge connection shit that was going on in the 90s. Like, imagine how much easier that would have been if they were all a bunch of fags on Discord.
Right.
It would have been like fucking unbelievably easy. So, I mean, the same is very much true here, right? Where it's, I mean, I know that this is very off topic talking about but the mobilization thing, it's like being mobilized to a purpose because you're traumatized and then ending up in some sort of tiny little group. And it's often like shrinking your circle down so that you'll simultaneously hate literally everybody, but also only rely on the voices of a couple people that you see are thought leaders. And they give you instructions and then you basically just do it.
Right.
And so like, I see this 19-year-old dipshit dumbass asshole who fucking killed these people. And I see, the possibility, sure, that he had like, some extent of an original thought enough to decide to do this like on his own volition and come up with this very intricate plan. Or, he probably was in some stupid Discord server with a bunch of assholes who gave him this plan.
Right.
And so going back to the movie, I mean, it's like mobilizing somebody who's fucked up to a purpose and then worshiping them for their ability to achieve violence, not realizing that inside there's literally just a traumatized child and like having like even even sexual expectations on them is like, it's almost like the true nightmare, right? Is to be Ishi, right? It's funny how when you're watching the movie, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. It's like superheroes. But really, it's almost like the Kafkaesque nightmare of being Ishi and not being able to really control your penchant for sexuality or violence, not really having a healthy or understandable outlet for any of that, constantly being told the wrong fucking thing.
Right.
And not having any sort of security in your upbringing and then being motivated and pushed towards violence.
Right.
Yeah. Soapbox over.
Is it?
No,
Is it
I have more to say. I'm just kidding. I joke. But I mean, like, well, but that's the incel situation, right?
Yeah.
So it's just that. It's just that. But it's an exploration of that, for sure.
Yeah, well, when he called it in, like, 2001.
I mean, it was a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and, like, back then, I don't think it was quite so much because of concerns for, like, youth-oriented gang violence. I don't know. Maybe the Japanese were really worried about the Yakuza, but like the whole incel violence angle here in this film is like very unique for its time, just generally. I mean, that's true of most of what Takashi Miike does.
It's like the anti-taxi driver, you know, or the anti-Joker, where it's a movie about how fucking pathetic the Joker is, and like the Giga Chad who just accepts society and is like, society sucks, so I'm gonna get the shit beaten out of me because I hate society so much.
It's fucking fun.
Opposed to the like, someone talked, or it's like someone
the
talked
Chad
to me.
Kakehara.
Yeah,
the virgin Ishi. I mean, yes. Well, but I feel like somebody out there would flip that around and be like, it's actually the virgin Kakehara.
Imagine being wrong.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being wrong. Fuck. Well, so I said this when we were watching the movie, and I said that this was the argument I was going to lead with, but then I completely forgot about that and didn't lead with it. But here we are. When we were watching the movie, I specifically said, wow, this is like the A Serbian Film in that this movie is like disturbing, yes. Gross, yes. Rapey, yeah. Violent, yes. Everything else, yes. But fucking fun.
Right. Well,
really fun. Like the A Serbian Film. You watch it and you're like, this is exciting. This is fun. I'm having a great time. And you're usually grossed out, but not in like the, wow, fuck this guy way.
Yeah.
But in the, wow, fuck me way.
Well, so two things on that. One, the Serbian Film tries to have good music, but just ends up with like the basic bitch, like industrial track.
Yeah, I actually had takes on that yesterday.
Takes?
Yeah, about the musical difference. Well, because like a good director, I feel, knows how to kind of like move from vibe to vibe, vibe to vibe to vibe to vibe, and there's just kind of like, you know, it's not about single tonality. I think single tonality is usually amateur hour. Single tonality is amateur hour. Like if you're just like, this movie's a comedy and there's absolutely nothing not funny about it, you know, or this movie's scary and there's nothing funny, no jokes. Like it's just like fucking amateur hour. Like good filmmakers, good storytellers know how to weave between vibes, understanding that it takes many a vibe to create mega vibes and shit. You know what I mean? It's like a whole system of vibes. You got to be the vibe master.
Yeah.
And so like Takashi Miike in this movie with his tonality, his music choices, his choices of like comedy, horrific violence, you know, drama, all kinds of shit. He just kind of throws everything at you, but the way he marries it tonally, like in his tonality, is what makes this shine, and also makes him shine as a director. It just demonstrates his prowess as a director, because he knows sort of, it's kind of like Scorsese, right? it's like so comfy watching a Scorsese movie because you know he's gonna just like vibe you the fuck out. He's the vibe master. So this is why I have takes about the music. A Serbian Film has exactly one tone. I'm just high enough for that to be great. That vibe of that, it's grungy, dark, electronic, and spooky. Like, that's what that music screams to me.
Right.
One tone, and that's the whole movie. It's like edgy and dark and seedy and ooh. And even when they're in like scenes with the family, it's like not funny. There's no humor.
There's
in
no
a Serbian
life.
film. So whenever they do inject anything humorous, you're just kind of like, what? Why? This doesn't make any fucking sense. So it's just kind of all over the place because they like bad dance partner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like half of the score of Ishi is like drums. It's just drums. But it's just like racing drums, right? And then there would be like some groovy, kind of slow drums. And then there'll be a couple of tunes in there. And then there's like, but the score is diverse. It's kind of like the Holy Mountain score. Where it's very difficult to place exactly what the music is trying to do.
Yeah.
It just vibes you out from one period to the other. And it doesn't have to have any specific like pop recognition.
It flows in the movie so well, it's hard to recognize that the soundtrack is there.
Yeah, I mean, it marries to the picture so well, but then like a Serbian Film soundtrack, I mean, it just draws so much fucking attention to itself. I mean, it's almost like one of the things that everybody on Earth talks about with a Serbian Film is like, they're always like, that fucking score though. And it's like, what? It's like 5 notes. Impressive.
It's like,
you know
something,
what I mean? Like,
something you make in GarageBand, you know?
Exactly. I mean, it literally does sound like, you know, some spooky synth lead that somebody made in GarageBand. Very intimidating.
Well, the music's supposed to be the minor take that I had on it. What were we talking about before music?
How cool the movie is and how lame ass, stupid, and gay a Serbian Film is. But when I say gay, I don't mean like gay cool. I mean gay like shit. Like, you know, like 303 2006 gay, like derogatory, like it's a crime to be it. It's no longer that. I'm gay, okay, but a Serbian Film is like fake and gay. You know what I mean? Like that. Mm-hmm. Kind of fuck it, you know what I mean? For that,
I had a point.
Ishi is cool as
so fucking frustrated. I lost it.
Ishi is really cool, and a Serbian Film is fake
cool.
and gay.
What the fuck was my point?
What was your point?
What was my point? What's the point, May?
What's the point? Well, we were talking about how Ishi is really cool, and a Serbian Film is gay ass.
Is lame.
Yeah. Remember?
I do. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it.
There it is.
So, the Serbian Film depicts fucked up rape, but the Serbian Film always depicts it from the male perspective. The male perspective of like, yeah, rape, sex, fuck. Like the Serbian Film kind of likes it. Like it's, you know, it's horrific and fucked up, but the Serbian Film is about how cool it actually is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Even the score, right? It's like, so cool to do some raping babies, dude. Anyway, yeah.
But Ichi the Killer, every time there's rape, it's about how fucked up it is for the person getting raped.
Well, yeah, and
it is.
Well, and every time they show something masculine in response to the rape, like a guy just like jerking off about a rape he saw or something like that, you're just like, fucking ew. Like,
it's like when it's filmed, you're either like looking at the person getting raped, or you're like looking up at the dude towering over the camera, like punching the camera.
Right. And there's nothing cool about it. It's not like Kakehara at any point is like, and I'm going to do a very fanciful and very neat, cool rape.
Yeah.
No, that does not happen. He objectively doesn't do a rape.
Because he's too cool.
But he will stick some needles in your ass. And
Right.
that's pretty fucking cool. But see, the other thing is there in screenwriting terms, I was taught this in college. There's always three approaches to any vibe. Option A, everything the audience is already thinking. Option B, things that half the audience would probably guess, but the other half would be kind of surprised by. Think Fight Club ending. And then C, option C, nobody on earth but you would fucking do that shit. So Kagehara, right, in a movie filled with rape, torture, murder, it's weirdly asexual.
Yeah. He just wants to
That
get
is
punched
option
in the
C.
face.
Right. That is option C. Like, he has a very specific thing and he does very specific things. Like, that's more option C. A Serbian film where it's just a bunch of dudes that love raping women, it's like, well, fucking option A or B, right? Like,
Oh, the end of the film is more rape? Oh.
okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like there's no creativity in so many fucked up movies. Like they're just so creatively devoid.
Right.
And because they're creatively devoid, they compensate by being grosser or more fucked up. But like it's not like they're providing any sort of perspective. You know what I mean? And this isn't a moment where I toot my own horn, but like when I was writing my book, like I very much focused on the fact that things about it were going to be very, very fucked up, but also it was like very much about like the perspective of the person that would be saying the thing that was fucked up and how fucked up it was that they were saying it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like a Serbian film doesn't have that meta-modernist awareness to realize how fucking edgy and stupid it is itself. But Takashi Miike does somehow seemingly contain that awareness.
Right. Well, and so it's like in a Serbian film or in a lot of movies, like edgy rape movies.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not, it's always the protagonist raping. I feel. Oh, well, it's
Yes.
either the protagonist raping or it's the how do you have drama with the character's girlfriend or wife? It's one of the two. But in Ichi the Killer, it is like I don't think
He was just a man who was trying to do right by his family, but then, because of some money problems, had to do an immoral.
right. Well, but in Ichi,
And then it affects his family, and then he regrets having to do a capitalism.
it's like none of the main characters ever engage in the rape. They're always interacting with it, and so it's like, what's Ishi's perspective on the rape?
Well,
what's
he's
Kakehara's
like-
perspective on the rape? Like,
At one point, well, when he saves the girl, right,
Yeah.
from the rapist, abuser, he's like, so I guess this means that I beat the shit out of you and rape you now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know the rules. Is this what you want? I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, he does that with someone else too, right?
Yeah, he does that several times in the movie. And he
honestly-
keeps getting the wrong impression. There's like a lot of weird miscommunications where he's like, oh, women want me to beat the shit out of them.
I kept on dozing off at the end there of the
Neo.
movie. I kept on waking up to y'all laughing.
Oh, because it was very funny.
Yeah. No, but so I do really appreciate how the movie goes out of its way to be like, it's like it shows it has rape in it, but it's also like, hey, this is shitty. This is shitty for the women. Like, some movies, it's they film it all like it's like, well, like a lot of movies have the perspective. It's like, well, I mean, she's kind of enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
But this movie's like, no.
So what
Like,
you're saying is you appreciate that this movie had a touch of the feminine perspective, where you felt like a Serbian film was a big old testosterone party.
yes.
Yeah, that's fair. You ever have so much testosterone that you're like, I could fuck a baby?
I love that the director is this like giant buff Japanese dude with like the deepest voice.
Well, and the fucked up thing is like he's super not though. He's like weirdly like, he's like a director, so he's kind of like, frail and, a workaholic. Probably smokes a lot of cigarettes.
But it's like, it's like it because he's in the movie, but in the movie he's
just like yelling very loud.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like yelling and hitting people. It's
Yeah,
very...
but and it's like but he's making a movie about how like with the fucked up edge movie with empathy in it somehow.
Well, I mean, see, this is what I mean about the multiple tonalities. He's like smart enough to make that, kind of leap. I think that the same is true about Audition, which we should also watch. But while I keep selling it as the movie where the guy has to drink the vomit, I know, I'm sorry. It is but a moment in a fantastic
Every
masterpiece
time you say
of a
that,
movie.
I want to watch it a little bit less.
Less?
Yeah.
Not more? See, this is where you and I are different.
Okay.
The more I talked about vomit porn on the internet, the more I wanted to know.
Okay.
So I know a lot.
I will leave
You defer to my fucking expertise if you ever need
expertise of vomit porn.
However, an introductory vomit porn is probably that 30 seconds there in Audition where the guy eats the puke. That's pretty hot and fucked up. But if you're into, listen, if you're into, why is everybody turning on me? Everybody in the room's so upset. The fucking thing is just, if you're fucking into vomit, like that's the moment you find out, right? Where you're just like, oh shit, because it's like a horror movie, right? It's like a casual horror movie. So some hoe just like shows up there and is like in the theater and gets an erection at the moment. And is like, fuck, I just learned. This is how I find out.
May's 6 feet deep and shows no signs of stopping to dig. Stopping the dig.
This is gonna be, how some podcasts have that like thing where some animator will pick it up and turn it into the worst fucking thing anyone's ever seen. This is our moment for that, unfortunately, I think.
Well, on one hand, could you not? On the other hand,
like, can I not? I should stop?
It would be really cool if someone did that.
It would be pretty cool.
I wouldn't even be mad.
Wow. Well, now that we're talking about it, no one's going to do it.
God damn it.
Because they're going to be like...
That's lame.
Well, now it's lame. Our parents are talking about it. Like, there's like a parasocial thing. It has to come from them, not us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know. The rules are fucked up.
I'm new to the rules.
You're new to the internet. It's fine. It's vomit porn is the internet, tell you the truth. Well, so to tell you, I don't know. I feel strongly that Ichi the Killer is like the disturbing movie to get into this genre. Like, because it's gory as fuck, but also sometimes the gore is really stupid looking and you're like, cool, haha. And it embraces the phantasmagorical element of gore, which I think is kind of the lesson you learn watching fucked up movies is like, ha ha ha, it is genuinely very funny that we're made of meat. Mm-hmm. Like, that's something that it takes a long time to get the humor there, but you watch enough fucked up movies and eventually you're like, ha ha ha, we're made of meat. I think the same is definitely true with Ichi. It's just a movie that encourages the phantasmagorical elements of that while also being about sadomasochism, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not weirdly male gazy.
Yeah.
Quite so much as a lot of movies like this. Mm-hmm. It's fairly not. And I wouldn't say that it passes the Bechdel test.
Is there ever a moment in the movie where two women?
I don't think there's a woman
where
women. I don't think there's a moment in the movie where women talk.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. There are a couple.
No,
moments.
there's
there are a
Karen.
few moments where
Karen.
Yeah, there's just like a whole monologue. It's like, but about how much she wants to be violently fucked.
Yeah, I don't. Well.
Which
no.
Relatable. Let me tell you.
I mean, if you're...
there's a moment in there where she's just like, I don't understand why no boys on this planet will choke the shit out of me. And I was just over there being like, fucking preach, sister. God damn. This is what I've been saying for years.
Okay. Well, is this the part of the show where we give it the shit or gold treatment?
You're gonna shit on it?
Are you?
Maybe.
Well,
what do you think, Neo? Do you think the movie is good or bad?
I think the movie's gold. I like this movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, even though it's
we
really
found a fucked up movie that Neo really, really likes.
I like other fucked up movies.
Like what?
That's
what I fucking
legitimately have to go look at the backlog.
Backlog. You hear
backlog.
This? Wow.
Look at that.
Look at us.
Sugar gold, May.
Oh, gold. Love
Gold.
this movie. This is like a mainstay, to be honest with you. Like this one holds up. It's been like a couple decades of me watching this one. Like first time I saw this was like, party, friends kind of vibe. It stays like that. Like the best way to watch this is with a group of people all pointing at it and going, why is it so fucking gay, dude? It's the best.
Is it?
So I rather like it. I don't think that it's the best Takashi Miike, but I do think that it is.
Well, obviously,
one of the best.
If it had vomit porn in it, you would think it's the best.
Absolutely. So I prefer Audition without a doubt, but only for that 30-second moment.
If you're ever in the mood for Takashi Miike film, and if your preference is vomit porn, watch Audition.
Did I tell you about Visitor Q?
Nope.
It's much better. It is a found footage movie. Takashi Miike directed. It is a found footage movie Takashi Miike directed about a family who gets a visitor. And when they get the visitor, they're like, shit, we gotta fucking become absolute goblins. And for some reason, they decide to become a family of horrible goblins. And then basically a guy who wants to fuck an underage girl, like who he's related to, it's like his cousin or something like that. Like he basically like takes some weird opportunity to rape her and she dies like midway through the rape or something like that. And she goes through rigor mortis while he's fucking her, and played like a comedy with jokes and all. He and a bunch of other people try desperately to get his dick out of the girl. And that is art to someone. No,
Not me.
Visitor Q is some shit.
I'll take your word for it.
I think Kakehara is actually in it, the actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. I've only seen it the once. I wonder why. It was literally only one time in my life that I genuinely was like, okay, let's do it. Like Azzy the other day was like, you've withheld that one from me. You haven't showed me that nastiness. And it's like, maybe I don't fucking want to watch it, dude. I don't know. It's pretty bad. So that said, I guess we're going to have to do that one next. No? What's wrong?
Nope.
What's wrong?
Nope. I don't like found footage.
Oh, it doesn't have anything. It's found footage.
Yeah.
Not necrophilia. That's fine. Well, if that's fine, I got some movies for you. As long as they aren't found footage, is that the
found footage?
Okay.
I mean, if you find a good found footage
great.
movie, you can show it to me. But they've all just kind
A
of
good
been
found footage movie.
bad.
There's like stupid found footage movies that are kind of okay.
Where they got lost in the forest for 2 hours.
The Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, I don't know what everyone likes about that movie. I don't know. It's
a genuine portrait of people going insane in the woods.
I mean, does everyone not already have that experience?
Going insane in the woods?
Yeah.
I've never gone insane in the woods.
Really?
I mean, I've gone in the woods.
But you've
I haven't been
you've
trapped
never
out there for weeks.
Gone through a heart of darkness, trample through the woods. What's wrong with you?
Listen, Neo, I'm gay. I wasn't even picked for fucking anything in gym class, and you're asking me if I fucking did a Heart of Darkness, Joseph Conrad style? Are you fucking kidding me? No, I've never rumbled through the jungle.
All right. Well, it's time to end the off-topic episode of our podcast.
I like how with every episode we gain a new level of fuck around, like the fuck arounds.
I don't know. I feel like we didn't fuck around a lot last episode.
No, we were pretty straightforward. But this one, okay, lots of jokes.
All right, we need to kill it. End it.
Do we? Why? What's wrong with it?
We're not talking about the movie anymore. We're talking about bullshit.
Oh, people like it when we talk about bullshit, Neo.
Oh, do they?
Generally.
Well,
that said, I do really want to go drum. So it's been lovely having everybody here today on the podcast. I've been hungry as fuck for the last hour. So I'm going to eat literally anything I see in the next moment. And it could be you. So watch out.
Oh.
Thank you for being here on the podcast today. This is a threat. Hide. Yeah, absolutely. I've been May, unfortunately.
It's Neo.
Is it?
It is.
All right. Authentic. You hear that?
90% sure.
White check mark. Neo.
Neo.
All right.
Give me that blue check mark, cowards.
Blue check mark? You
Blue.
gotta pay for that one, ho.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the white check mark is free. It's the like cool you're a celebrity one. The blue check mark is for fucking pussies.
How much is it?
It's like fucking $3 a month or $5 a month.
What?
It's stupid. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me ask the research team. Do you pay for Twitter over there?
All right, kill it.
No.
Kill the podcast.
I want to know. Okay, I fucking hate that. Anyway, yeah, fuck Twitter. I'll see you later.